Assalamualaikum.
Salam. Wait.
Sebentar. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Sudah bersedia?
Sudah.
Alright.
Cikgu.
Not the teacher. Alright. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So, what is up, guys? It's Brain Nobody, and tuning into the Brain Nobody podcast. Talk about real life stories from real people, available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
And this is episode 36. Japlos tu. Never mind. Kidding.
Yes.
Kidding. This is episode 36 where I've invited fellow podcasters who are on their 6th episode. And without further ado, let's welcome Natasha and Yusuf from Just Saying podcast.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Thank you for having us.
Sorry for intervening you just now.
No worries, man. No worries.
It's a habit.
Ada biasa lah. I've listened to 6 episodes. Oh, Yusuf tu si Sabali na wasok.
We've got a review now.
No.
Review like another podcaster.
No lah.
Other podcasters.
No lah. So
Oh, crying
so
already.
feedback apa? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you two here. I've been listening to the two. I know you've been listening to this over and over again by people. Oh, I listened to you on radio. Yeah, I've been listening to you guys. on radio.
Aw,
Thank you.
thanks.
Yeah, when you started, I was 21, 22, driving with my ex-girlfriend, Aminya from St. Mary's.
Ooh.
Hello, Natasha, we hit. Yeah,
Good
that's
days. Good
Good
days.
days.
one of the core memories of listening.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
I behave. Okay, you're another person's podcast.
Okay. I'm
No,
sorry.
you can do whatever you want. All right. So to kickstart, what was for lunch? It's lunch.
Oh, I had a great lunch today,
Yeah,
bro.
what
I had
was it?
umai. I had sweet and sour prawn.
Damn.
I had labu kuah kuning. I had daging rendang.
Where was I? I had like black bean pork rib soup. Sorry, halal.
Oh,
But it's so
nice.
Yeah.
Where is that?
He didn't even say nice to my dishes. Very pork person.
Which is true.
my
No
dad.
halal avoid everything.
Yeah,
Nonsense.
my dad tapao for me.
Tapao.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
one of
right.
those lucky ones that still have my parents sometimes tapao for me, cook for me. So I'm very blessed. Very blessed.
Right.
I'm really crying, man.
Well, yours is like tapao, or you went to
No,
the
man.
shop?
I went to.
or-
I was at the Sarawak Regatta the
Right.
whole day
Right.
since morning, and I was chasing the premiere of Sarawak, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Jari Tunopeng. Yeah, and then
Keluar ada TVS-nya.
and then they served the media with food, and it was glorious. That's one of the perks of becoming
Why you
a
didn't invite me,
journalist.
bah? I was there.
Gee, you came so late.
Because I was supposed to be late.
Yeah, you were. I was there. Lunch was served around 12. You came what time again? 2-ish ka.
No, I was there around 12:40.
Oh, okay.
12:40.
But you were there part of media.
Mine
or
was for
something?
social media.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
That was it, basically.
Content lah.
Content.
Yeah.
Content, TVS.
Yeah, reporting and Petronas was also one of our client with the channel network, so I had to interview one of the key person. Ask them why Petronas is always involved in Sarawak's events, which is good lah. They're quite involved in a lot of our events here, which is it's great to have this kind of support from big corporations like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't help to stop asking this. I wanted to keep this question but I feel like I want to ask this now. What's the difference? I mean, the transition between radio and TV for you. How was it like to the two of you lah?
From radio to podcast?
No, radio to TV.
Oh, radio to TV.
That's the same thing that happened to
Yeah,
me.
I mean,
Right
she
after.
had her own show.
Yeah. I don't think there's much difference. I mean,
Minus the camera.
minus the camera, probably.
Yep.
I mean, being in radio, it kind of gave us a lot of playground. I think for
Yeah.
me, radio for me was just an amazing playground for me
Mhm.
because I could be a rapper, which I did in my promos.
Ooh.
Oh
I
yeah.
could
Oh,
sing.
what was that for again, girl? It was so. Oh
It was
my
just my
goodness. It was.
promos. Yeah.
Oh, it was for the hits drive, right?
Yeah, and
Oh
I
my
had like
goodness,
several. I
so
could
good.
I could rap. I could do parodies.
Right.
I could just write really silly things, and it goes out on the air. Even like if it's a public service announcement.
Right.
So it was just an amazing playground for me. And every day I go in, I'm just like, oh, what can I play with today? So I'm very comfortable in these sort of like creativity. If I get to play around it, that is my strength, I believe, because it's just so much. It's endless. It's endless. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, you can. You can do it. Yeah, the sky's the limit. And then, but when it came to TV, the difference, like with the radio station, our radio station is really hip, really cool. We get to wear whatever you want. But on TV itself, national TV, you gotta be much more
State, not yet,
state.
not yet national.
Oh,
yeah.
right, state. Oh, thank goodness, I have a reporter over here too. And that one is a bit more. What do you call it? A bit more. I have to be much more polite in my dressings.
Okay.
You know, like basically like what I wear now. So,
But the hair is very striking always.
yeah,
That time you had
my
pink hair, right?
I could play my hair, which is great. But like tattoos and everything, I'll have that cover up.
Yeah.
You know, but the difference, I don't really feel the difference. I don't really feel the pressure. I think it's because I'm already in the public eye. I got through all that. But if you ask me when I was a kid and to the Natasha that is here now, it's a very different contrast because as a kid I was always so timid. I was a shy
Same,
kid.
same.
I love being in my own little world. I had friends, but
don't
I
have
wasn't.
friends. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Who am I then?
That time,
Oh, yeah.
G, that time.
I mean, I had friends, but I was always the type of person that I have a lot of friends, but I don't stick to them.
Right.
You know, I don't stick to them. So it's always me with my mountain bike, and then with my rollerblades as well.
Stop.
And then I'll just ride around, and then I'll just do my own thing. And so when it turned to radio, it was so different because when I was younger, I'm half Chinese, half Iban, right?
Right.
Okay, so my mom was the type that is always worried about what other people would say. They will often compare you to your cousins and stuff like that. So growing up, I was always very conscious. Like even if I wanted to say something, I have a lot of things to say in my head, but I won't say it. Yeah, just to be careful, just to be which is still something that I do right now, which is also a very, very good thing when it comes to entertainment and being a public figure. But then, when I look back, I'm like, wow, it just. But the funny thing is, when I was a kid, I loved. There was this old radio. Old radio that
The one with the antenna.
Yeah, the one. And my brother and I, we would be in the room and we would just record ourselves. And it was hilarious.
You could do that?
Yeah.
My goodness.
You can.
Dude.
And it's so fun because like when I listened back and I heard it was like there's
You still have the recording?
Unfortunately, in my teens, I recorded over it, but before that, I didn't hear a playback. And there was this part where I was just talking, and then my brother opened the door, and then next thing you know, you can hear the sound of there was this cartoon on TV that says Peter Pan and the Pirates. I still remember. That's the only thing I remember. And then my dad would come from work when we were just messing around in the room, and he'll just open "Hoi!" So these are the tiny things that kind of it's like core memories.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, for me, transitioning to TV wasn't hard at all.
Right.
Because of my previous jobs, and generally speaking, I started being very outgoing when I entered college. I like Tasha. I was very timid when I was in high school. I only go to school and go back home. That's all I do. And so initially I was a reporter for a local newspaper here in Sarawak, and then I transitioned to radio. And then when the TV era came, it didn't feel like a transition, honestly speaking. It was just like, oh, it's a new job. Yeah, let's go. And now that I'm in the news department, I get to explore more facets of the news reporting itself, because I used to only write, but now I write, present, read, anchor, all these different facets, and you get to like explore so many serious topics, which is not usually my vibe, but
Gotta do.
Yeah.
Still not my vibe.
But it was pretty natural, I would say, and I'm very grateful for whatever that has happened in between. Yeah, it kind of like lead to where I should be right now. So everything goes well, I guess. And having a podcast now, it's a breath of fresh air, honestly speaking, because radio, we had such limited window to talk, especially with hits, because the way it's presented is you go in and you go out, go in, go out.
Talk sets is just seconds, right?
Yes, but other radio stations, they're allowed to have more, especially when you have when you are at the morning presenters. So we didn't get to do that. So podcasts, doing the Just Saying podcast now is really refreshing, and it's just a lot of banter, and it's just a lot of fun in general. And at the end of the day, usually and especially at the end of the day, we would feel very fulfilled. And after the podcast is posted, I would always listen to it whenever it's posted right away. I will, because I want to listen back to, because I'm very careless with what I say.
I'm like complete opposite.
I'm very careless with what I say, and sometimes I lose my English, whatever, which happens all the time, which I don't care about. But I like to listen back to what, and after listening, I would tell Tasha, it's like a good job, I love it.
And I would only listen to it after he said things like that, because I would like completely forget about it. Because even last time when I was in radio, I hardly listened to myself at all.
Same.
So but with the podcast, it's so cool. One thing I said to Yusuf about this is that I came up with the name Just Saying because
you came up with the name.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be able to, because I've always thought about having a podcast, right? And I've always wanted it to be as raw, as honest as possible. Because and talk about things that are relatable and that has its value, not just all these curated stuff that we see, all these things that we promote that are completely
unrelatable.
So with this podcast, I told Yusuf I wanted it to be like this, and then sometimes I need to remind him like, hey, this is not radio, stop that, stop that, and then he's like, oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me. So I am quite happy because it is we got a lot of feedbacks as well, and
it was just I have, naturally I don't have any expectation on myself in whatever I do. I don't expect to achieve much. I don't expect to do this. It's a bad attitude, I would say, but when we started the podcast and getting responses from a lot of people, it was honestly speaking a bit too much for me.
You felt overwhelming for you?
I did, but it was the good kind of overwhelming because it was something that I wanted to do for a long time also in a sense.
I feel like the reason why you guys are into the podcasting is because you want to unleash the things that you cannot do on radio, on
to be
TV,
honest,
and then you feel restricted when you're on TV and the radio, and I'm like, I just want to be myself.
Even my network, the company I'm with right now, they even proposed, do you not want to do a podcast with the TV? I'm like, no, man. If I do it with you guys, honestly, it's
a different thing.
It's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of red tapes. There's gonna be a lot of limitations to what we are discussing, and when we talk, we don't prepare questions sometimes.
That's like, even for me, like when you told me that you got some questions for me, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, oh okay, I'm just letting
which is
you
good.
know.
Don't
because for me, like the podcast, even Yusuf, like he sometimes do like write down and he'll make me think. And most of the time, that whatever it is in the podcast, everything is like there and then. Whatever I'm saying, it's not curated. It is like literally whatever state of mind I am at. That is what I'm gonna say.
Whatever that's in your head, there's what you're gonna say out. I get you, because the reason why I'm doing questions is because one, I want to build rapport with my guests lah. That's why I do video calls, because I understand the two of you. You guys are in the scene for a long time, so it's easy for me to engage conversations. You guys are very comfortable on camera, and behind the mic, and yada. But some of my guests, they're very shy, very timid, so I need to build that rapport a bit.
Okay. No, it's understandable. I told you.
I'm explaining myself, but
He's like gaslighting himself for no reason, bro.
But yeah.
But let me ask you.
Yeah.
Because being in the now that I'm with TVS, right?
Yeah.
The content that gets the most engagement is the Iban content.
Right.
It gets the most rating. It gets
Yep.
the highest engagements on social media.
Yep.
Why didn't you do an Iban
I'm not an
podcast?
Iban.
Oh, you're not.
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
a Bidayo.
But
Yeah.
you can speak Iban because
No,
cannot.
I'm that 1%er that doesn't know how to speak. But I understand.
I'm like an Iban, but I will just combine it with everything. If Bidayu a little bit also, I know all goes in.
Yeah.
You know?
But I get where you're coming from because
Yeah.
Iban is the majority
Yeah,
here
yeah.
in Sarawak. You can do whatever content. So
Yeah.
you go fly with
Yeah,
it.
you'll
But
fly with it. Yeah, honestly.
Unfortunately, I'm not an Iban.
But
So.
I need
You-
to
you
go for
can't-
classes. I really do need to go for classes.
You can't speak it.
I can't speak, but I understand.
You understand.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, whenever my friends would talk in Iban, I'll be like replying in BM, be like, oh, yeah lah, yeah. But yeah. I wanna
Dia kakak
blend in.
Sarawak palit.
I want to blend in, you know, but I cannot blend in. So
Can
it's
lah.
like, I feel left out.
Slowly.
Yeah. But anyway, it's 16 minutes now. Usually what I do is with this card, you know.
Okay.
card
Oh, what's
you can
that?
see. Yeah, it's an icebreaker where we can.
Oh.
Yes.
I
it's
feel like
an
we've broken the
icebreaker.
ice in pieces already.
Yeah, exactly. But we have 6 categories here. We have dreams, life lessons, expose, courage, beliefs, and self-awareness. So I want you to pick 2 out of the 6 cards.
Wait.
1 each lah.
One each, ah?
Yes, sir.
It's so far. Let me just get off the chair.
No, can ask Tasha.
Dreams,
Okay.
Life lessons.
Don't mind the typo, Product China, biasa lah.
Oh. Shout out to Product China.
What do you want? Dreams,
life let me see. Dreams, life lessons, exposed, courage.
You can cut this off.
Oh, she's talking about this, the beliefs.
Beliefs.
Oh,
Beliefs.
Yes.
What is beliefs? The opposite of beliefs.
Categories.
You want to pee?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't think this has ever happened.
No worries. Santiger.
He stood up and his bladder was like, hey, I need to go.
So where do you guys usually do your recording lah?
Matang, right on top of Afik's restaurant. He has this restaurant called Restaurant Rabuya. So there's I think he has an office there, which is slowly upgrading itself, which is pretty awesome.
Nice.
So Afik has definitely made it easier for us because he's the one that's doing all the cameras
Behind the scenes.
He will sort out everything,
Right.
and he doesn't even he doesn't even know what's the topic about, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, when go there, shoot, he's just gonna okay.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as we're gonna plan what we're gonna talk about, what
Right.
we're gonna talk about.
Right.
That is why I feel the podcast is so raw.
Yeah. Definitely raw.
Because when you start talking, and next thing you know, people start bringing up their own
Yep.
answers and their own stories, and I haven't even thought of which one.
2 each ka?
No, one lah. Sorang. Sorang sikit.
Taking life
I think I want life lessons also.
Now you take this, I take different.
This one you already touch.
Habis tu?
Why you put back?
I put underneath it.
Why? You
So that you don't get it lah.
You see question already. Okay.
I'm gonna
Are we allowed to see it?
Sorry? Huh?
Are we allowed to
Yep, buka.
Okay.
Then you guys answer lah.
Okay, Tasha pick what?
Life
was that?
lessons.
Life lessons.
Okay, what was the question?
The question was, as a child, what rules were made to be broken?
Oh.
Every single rule. What rules? This is a very general question.
You have to be back
You-
before
you-
10 p.m.
You have to be. back.
You have a curfew ka?
Curfew. Do you have curfews back then?
I think I'm pretty lucky because I grew up in a very, what do you call it?
Liberal?
Not very free and easy.
Right.
You know. Of course, yes, we do get in trouble. But as a child, what rules were made to be broken? I think it could be like coming home. Yeah.
Late lah.
Yeah, late.
And girls are always poised
Hey, wait,
opposed
it's
to
a
that
child
kind of,
ball.
as a child ball.
As a child.
Yeah.
Teenage pun boleh lah. Entah.
Oh,
Minum
teenage
cola tengah malam.
Oh, okay. So in my high school, I was pretty much always at a cyber cafe.
Okay.
So I loved going. So I go to school using the public bus. You know, not because my parents didn't want to send me, but because like I couldn't understand, and I didn't want to hear all the nags into it. I'm like, it's so hard to send me to school. No need on leave, you know. So it's alright. I'm gonna use the public bus, and like I said, I like my own time, you know. So I spend my time alone. So I'll be when I come back from school, I'll be either sleeping in the bus that people need to wake me up, and that's how I meet friends. Seriously, that's how I meet friends. Like, Tasha, dah samping. Okay. So, and that's how I meet friends, you know, all along the way. You know,
I love that
from
memory.
St. Joseph, Batu Lintang, Stampin, and you meet all these people, and sometimes you don't even know their name, but you know each other to the point that you don't even need to ask. It's either somebody tells you, and then I would go back. I would get down from the bus and walk directly to the cyber cafe.
Oh, cyber cafe.
Yeah, and but at one, I was like, oh my goodness, hardcore. Counter-Strike.
CC where?
This CC was on top of...
Wisma Satok.
No, BDC.
BDC.
Oh, yeah.
Line.
Yes.
Tahunya je. Nya ponteng saja je.
And I kept on playing like every single day, taking fire, need assistance. And it will be an every single day thing until one day at 7 p.m. I have a tap on the shoulder and I look back. It's my mom.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like, girl can you at least change your pinafore, not first, And I'm like, 7. Yeah, 7. And that was a time where I think there were no rules. I think there were rules, but I kind of broke it. They said like, no uniforms allowed. But that was that. And then that's pretty much it. That is one of the rules that I broke, I guess, wearing a pinafore
to the cyber cafe.
Hey, I was in the battlefield, okay.
Mine's so...
Yusuf, want to hear yours?
What have you done?
Yeah.
Oh, mine?
Yellow card. Yeah.
I don't have a yellow card.
No, I mean.
You mean the answer to that?
Yeah. We're sharing.
Okay. So mine's pretty normal, I would say, because as a boy, you are expected to play football. You're expected to do boy things. I didn't. I don't know how to play soccer. Shush! Why you laugh? Hey, why you laugh? Why you laugh?
Because I was a goalkeeper.
I didn't get that. So the games that I would play are those main tiang. Those games. You know main tiang or not?
What's this?
Yeah.
The one that you reserve one tiang each and the person has to get tap on the tiang.
So you run to the pillar?
So they need to switch. They all need to switch bases. The tiang is the bases lah. Okay. So if they complete a full round, then the game is complete lah.
What game is this?
Oh my goodness, y'all don't play this in school?
Don't play that.
I don't live in a place there's so much tiang bah.
Jay, you can just use any tiang Jay.
Diam kat stadium. Sini kau diam Jay.
You can just use any corner of a house even lah. Yeah lah, but the game, I don't know, the people call the game tiang, so I just say tiang game lah. Okay. And I think when I was a kid I have this very imaginative mind where I used to have all these dolls like a Patamon doll, and then maybe a Donald Duck, and then maybe another cat figurine, you know. So they fight. They all have superpowers, and even in class I make my pen and pencils fight each other. I was a freaking weirdo in school, bro. That's why I had no friends.
You're not so much different from I am. Yeah.
Did you do those things too?
In my mind.
Oh my god! But I manifested it, so at least people don't think you're a weirdo, bro. But anyway, going back to the topic. So I naturally am inclined to songs and dances, you know. But I didn't get to explore it until I graduated high school. It's because of my family lah. Right. I don't blame them, you know, because it's just, I think it's normal to have a certain way like that, and they're trying to not let you be too feminine, you know, because maybe they could sense it. But at one point of time, I don't remember how old I was. Right. Maybe 7 or 8. I was crazy with Bollywood that time. And one of the songs from Dil To Pagal Hai was chak dum dum chak dum dum chak dum dum chak. Hey, it's this, and I don't know how I broke into a dance routine, and all my family were just laughing at me, So it was traumatic. I can remember it until today.
Oh, you felt sad?
Yeah, I felt sad.
I want to sing on the ground.
Yeah, bro, and that was like, I guess, an unspoken rule that I broke as a child, in a way.
I'm like the opposite of you, huh? Like growing up, mine was like Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
I'm talking about toy soldiers.
If
and,
you were
like,
my
Dragon
cousin,
Ball.
right? You'll be the in the A team kind of team cousins. I'm just a weirdo.
Right.
I didn't know what to do when my mom every time like she bought me a Barbie house and then she got me a Barbie and then
if I had
get
those
the Barbie and then like brush the hair.
Yeah, my parents would probably think I'm a weirdo too. No, because every time before bedtime, I would play with them until I fall asleep.
Okay.
What, Barbies?
No, just
Not Barbie.
all the figurines that I have. The Donald Ducks, the Patamon, the Agumon,
I think you just had a very imaginative mind.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you,
why.
Yeah.
I even drew like comics of Stickman.
Same.
Yeah, all these things, and all of the characters are from all of my favorite video games.
Do you have your friends with, like doing the same thing as you, like?
Oh, my friends now, they don't. No,
It's just you lah.
I've never found anyone who does things like that. Honestly,
does it feel lonely for you?
no, I didn't. I think that was my strength in a way, because I was just doing my thing,
You're just
and it
minding your
wasn't
own
getting
business.
in anyone's way,
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say.
Yeah. And about you, were you like going cyber cafe with your friends, or you're like?
No,
I
I'm
wanna go
going alone.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought you would go with your friends.
No, I will go alone. And everybody, all the boys around me are probably a bit more 5, 6 years, 10 years older than I am.
Yeah.
And I'm just this kid. These guys are probably finished high school already. But because I played nonstop for years, and every time I was there, it's probably like some auntie watching me or some boy watching me play and all that. And so.
Who do you think snitched you
Snitch?
until
I
your
don't think
mom
it's
find
a snitch.
out?
I think it's just my brother. My mom would ask my brother, "Where's your sister? Where else?" And then she was like, "Okay, let's get her home." I'm pretty sure she's still in her pinafore, and yeah.
But everyone was like okay with the idea of you going to cyber, like she's
They
like
were
a cyber
fine.
kid.
They were fine because I'm. They're just so used for me being in my own little world. Like before that, like I told
Were
you,
you
I
a
was
rebellious
just
kid,
cycling.
Ka?
I don't think I was rebellious. I think I was
Right.
pretty. I think I was just a pretty good kid, but like how to say
Mancal.
naughty, yes. Very
nakal
naughty.
lah.
Very manja. I'm very manja.
Oh.
So I know how to always get out of
Right.
You know
get
how
out
to
of
get.
trouble. Like even in school, I was the sleeping beauty. I have friends from other classes.
gosh.
Just want to say, let's pretend go to toilet just to see Tasha sleeping or not. But it went to the point where even my teachers was like just waking me up to answer the question, and then she's like, "You see, even she sleep also she can answer."
What?
Yeah,
Do
but
you
I wasn't
have-
a smart student though. I wasn't smart. I was just playing it smart.
Same.
You know,
Yeah.
I didn't like. For me, sometimes when I have I was really. I think I have dyscalculia. Like I don't.
What is that, girl? Did you just come out with
No.
some
You
scientific
know
name?
dyslexic?
Okay.
Oh.
Those are for words, right? Dyscalculia is more for numbers.
Ah.
Yeah, because for me, since I was a kid, every single time people try to teach me, even though how easy it is,
Right.
if I don't have the capacity, if I don't have the mood to want to learn, I won't get it.
Right.
Like I'll go to college and they'll teach, and I'll understand on that day, and the next day I'm like, everything just goes out the window.
Damn.
Yeah. So even when it comes to college, my mom was like, "Okay, what you gonna get? What you gonna study? Anything that does not have maths in it."
Yeah.
You know?
Hence radio.
And radio. Yeah, I'll have
Right.
somebody else figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but pretty much it's just that.
Yeah.
Do you think the experiences of you growing up in that sort of environment makes you who you are today?
Of course.
Of course.
Still, yeah.
And honestly, even though it kind of did like a, something to me, but I feel like I turned out to be a good person. I know the limits, like don't be like that, don't be like this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lessons, hard lessons in life usually will be the ones that build your values, kan? So I am grateful that my family members uncles, aunties, whoever, they were hard on me, and I'm grateful for that.
But I was like, when I was a kid, come to think about it, I was just very, very shy. Like, I love to sing.
Right.
I love to sing, but I only sing when no one's at home.
Same. I do that too.
And like literally when my dad comes home, I'm like, just go back in my room, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then a lot of things, even dancing and all that. So growing up now, when my mom sees the things like, you know, we dance for a video and all that, she says, you really know how to dance. Like, why don't you do that? You know. And my mom is like, where did all these things come from? Because I kept that hidden.
Yeah.
You know, I kept that hidden so well. And when I was a kid, I was more of a daydreamer, more of a thinker. I would just sit outside my balcony and I could just stare at the stars for hours and hours.
I can't
and
do
just
that.
come with my own imagination and think about what I want to do.
Were you one of those girls that would perform during Hari Guru? No,
My
you
head
keep
was
it to
just-
yourself lah.
No,
Yeah.
I was like really the least engaging, and the reason why I took up choir. I mean, choir is different. It's not like you're singing alone.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you're singing with
In
a
a group.
whole bunch of girls.
Yep.
So we represented the states. Shout out SMK St. Mary's.
No wonder. Okay, choir St.
Yeah.
Mary's. Okay.
Yeah, so
Kena. They have a reputation.
I mean, we
Music school, right?
I'm not sure about that though, but I went for a couple of years, mainly because that was my ticket to not join any other curricular activities. So because with that, when you're representing the state, that is all you focus on.
Yeah.
So that was that. And then because in the beginning I was a swimmer, and then like let's just say when I was in school, I really did not like being competitive.
Right.
There was a point even when I was in primary 4, they put me in the smartest class, and I hated it. And so much because I felt like everybody was just being so competitive. Nobody's helping each other. Nobody's teaching each other.
Right.
You know, I would get straight A's for my English and English alone, and the rest I really didn't give a
Fuck.
yeah. You know,
Whoa!
Can't curse here.
Love it.
I know, but I'd rather hear you say
Ah.
it. Anyways,
Why me? What did you say?
Wait.
and then
What is this new rule?
yeah.
You let
So-
people swear
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, for me.
What in the world?
So yeah, so like I'm never. I mean, until today, I'd never feel competitive. You know, the only person that I compete with is me.
Right.
So like even like with a broken ankle, last time I always complained to you about ankle, then suddenly next thing you know, I finished a 5 km Kuching marathon. I don't know how many hours, whatever. I still feel happy because I'm not competing with anybody. It's just like I've never done this before. I did it.
Wow.
Yay!
You had that mindset since young.
Yeah.
Your only competition is yourself.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice mindset, man.
Like some guy, some old lady told me, like she randomly came up to me and said that you have a very, very old soul.
Why do you need to sound like that also?
I have a thing like I have a thing that I have to morph
In
into
character.
that person.
In character.
Yeah. So when she said that, I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, how old am I? You know, these sort of things.
Bangga sih.
Huh?
You feel bangga sih? that
Not
time?
really. I felt like, okay,
Oh.
okay.
I'm mature than my age. Do you feel that? Like?
No, at the time I'm like, so old may I look? No, I didn't think much. Like even today, like I don't really think much about it. But when I was younger, I did a lot of things like try to make myself easy.
Right.
Because I felt like even with my parents, you know, I told you like they were sending me, but then I'm like, okay, you guys nag me too much, please don't.
Yeah.
Let me just take a bus. And a lot of things that I don't like, I realized that I can't change a lot of things about people,
Right.
but I can change about me and my surroundings. I feel, you know, because I don't want to be that type of person that talks about the same problems for 10 years in a row, for 20 years in a row,
Nice.
and just tell me that, oh, what to do is just like that. There's no such thing, man.
Yeah.
And it's like there's always a way. There's always a way. Even with my parents, like my mom and I, we did not actually see eye to eye when I was younger. But then I realized that at one point, like, you know what, this time we're gonna fight for real. Like we gotta fight until you get what I mean, you know. And it went to the point where, like, my goodness, it was so bad. The whole neighborhood was, you know,
Involved?
not involved, but probably
Heard
curious.
about it.
Yeah, curious. But and then towards the end, I just gave her a hug and I said, you know what, I really love you. I really, really love you. But I want you to see how I feel, you know, because I was not now. My mom is a completely different person,
Right.
you know, because I think she learns. I realized also I have to lead. I have to set an example. So I apologized. I apologize often. I tell them how much I love them. Tiny things that remind me of my mom. I could be in Miri for another emceeing for an event, and I see something that my mom that reminds my mom, and I said like, hey, I saw this fruit basket. It reminds me of you a lot. Miss you, love you, and she would do the same way to me now. So prior to this, we were just really always head to head. Never, because when I was younger, she never really talked about me doing anything right. It was always about something wrong. So
I think I get that.
So
I'm like that with my dad.
Yep.
Good for you that you're already seeing eye to eye with your mommy, but with my dad, we still have a distant relationship because maybe it's between a man and a man, and the ego is a bit like a bit hard to break. But
the ice is still there.
Oh, girl, don't talk about very hard to defrost. I don't think it's a ice even. I think it's a stone.
Or do you think that both of you just get it and just rather?
The thing is, me and my dad, we
tried.
We had fights that are so
severe,
explosive, sometimes, and I didn't want to have that kind of relationship anymore, because it got to a point where I ran from home. I started running away from home since I was a child, man.
I always imagine to run away, but next thing you know, I loaded up my blankets, everything to set my my bicycle amoy. Do you know what's bicycle amoy? Bicycle amoy is the one that
kring.
Kring. Okay. It has a basket. It has a little seat behind, and I was just loading it up with bedsheet. What else? I was like, just bedsheet put there.
At least you pack your bedsheets. I packed my PS1, bro.
Sure. Connected to what? The
I don't know.
So I always do that, and then I'm like, okay, my head planning, whatever, and then like next thing you know, 3 minutes, I cycle already. Hey, wait, my Power Rangers are on. I have to go back. So it's like pretty much, it's just more of like a.
It was just there, lah.
I don't know. It's like since I was a kid, I don't think I was I don't have the capacity in me to hold to hate any longer than 5 minutes.
5 minutes max. That's it.
It's like not even that. Like and then now that I'm older, I'm like, no need only.
Whatever lah.
I'll be like, you know what? It's not worth it.
But I don't want to let my story bergantung just now because I takut later people think that I'm not good with my father. No, it's not like that.
Okay.
We're in good terms already because I feel like now that I'm older, I feel like I'm repeating some scripts.
It's fine.
It's all right.
Now that I'm older, I kind of have to just roll with it. You can't be too. When someone's angry, you can't be angry also.
Right.
So usually my mom is the water to both of this very volcanic eruption kind of thing happening at home. But there was this one time when I ran and where wrong place used to be.
Okay.
I slept behind there in my car.
And
I had that area is keras.
Dodgy,
dude. Not just dodgy, but. I don't know.
It's ghetto.
It's ghetto, and it's like rar. There's like things.
Now it's not so bad. Now it's kind of
it's lively now.
But
back then, why I stayed there because I saw some of our friends, our colleagues' car parked there, and I'm like, oh, familiar cars. So I felt safe, dude, I had the worst dream ever. It was, I don't want to even tell it because I promised myself I will not speak of bad dreams anymore. But it was so scary.
You mean during the day you ran away?
During when I was sleeping.
You were
the dream that I had. It was so, oh my goodness, it's indescribable. The way I woke up, it felt like, oh my goodness, what is? It felt like it really felt like that. Because that place is old, bah. That road itself is old, And there's a lot of things that happen.
People do drug dealings there.
Well, I don't know about that, lah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not even surprised.
People do that.
But
you'll see syringes around.
Luckily, I haven't seen anything of that sort.
You just need to jalan waterfront, and then soon you cross that path and.
Back then, Now I don't think so, lah.
But that's about. I'm good with my dad and my mom. Now, my mom is my bestie, of course. So we vibe well since we listen to the same music.
Right.
Oh my goodness, she don't even know what J-pop is that time, and I've only listened to this one particular singer named Ayumi Hamasaki, and she was also vibing to it. I'm like, oh my goodness, girl, my mom, it's my mom, bro.
Now that we're talking about that, right? There was this incident yesterday. I was playing badminton with my friends, and then I suddenly had the WhatsApp group popped up and said, "Hey, mom's in the hospital." I was like, "What's wrong?" She got draped because she don't feel good with her body, so she went to BMC. And then I played one set of badminton. After I finished, I called my sister, and then she said, "How's mom?" "Oh, she's okay now. She's better, but she wants you here." I'm like, okay. I'm in between, you know. I want to play badminton, but at the same time, I want to be there with my mom. But I could hear my mom's voice at the background. I could hear that she sounds okay.
Mm-hmm.
I felt conflicted, you know, because I love my mom. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I want to play badminton.
Auntie.
Oh, auntie. Panggil ada bang.
Apa? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when I received that text, right, I couldn't imagine that I could finally receive that sort of messages because I only hear this through my friends.
Stories of
stories of tragedies. You know, it finally dawned on me that damn, this is real. My mom is
getting old.
Yeah, my mom's getting old, and wow, life is fragile. Man.
Speaking of that, you know, when I first saw my mom, because her hair was thinning at one point, I saw her, "Mom, your hair. It's almost gone," and I cried on the spot.
Aww.
She was washing the dishes. I just came from work and I'm like, "Mom."
I actually have this. Even when I was 5 or 6 years old, I was already afraid of losing my dad. I was very, very young, and that kind of that thought itself, until this very day, I still have it. Although now that because all these years that you hold on to it, right? And then when I was younger, I still remember at night when I think about it, I would cry.
Right.
And even though nothing has happened, you know, because I think it's just that one day, and I think my dad was really, really down or something, and this is when I was really, really, really young, okay? And I can't believe that until today I remember it, because he just said something like along the lines of, like, you know, one day if daddy is gone. And then that just broke me. And then every single time before, and that was just what I carry again and again to relive it, okay? But then growing up now, I mean, I'm so thankful that my dad is still with me. My dad, my mom, I have my parents with me, which is such a blessing, because, oh my goodness, you imagine, like, at this age, I'm in my 30s now, and when I have to go events and I need to fly out for events, and my parents are sending me to the airport, man.
It's a privilege, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone has
you know?
that. Yeah.
And that's a complete different thing from somebody who wants to go on her own on a public bus. And now when I see that, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And even up to today, that's the reason why when people ask me, how come you don't work in KL? This is the reason why. Even since
same girl.
Then, even since then, I would not know what to do with myself if the only thing between me and my dad, the thing that comes in between it, is because they don't have a flight. I cannot forgive myself. Yeah, I really cannot forgive myself.
I recently had a conversation with my mom about, working somewhere outside of Kuching, and it was so hard to start the conversation, man, because I did I get emotional? I think I did. I mean, most probably
for your line of work, right? Kuching is very scarce. You can't find jobs relating to your
no we do, but it doesn't. I wouldn't say it's not
the pay.
The pay itself. I mean, having a TV network here is very very new still, and the standard we're trying to follow is the ones in KL, but they can't pay us that much yet because of the the scene itself. So I told my mom the thing. Can I work in KL just like for 1 or 2 years, and then I'll promise I'll come back. And she asked me, what's stopping you? And then I think I got emotional. You guys lah. And then I'm like, it's not that I don't mean it in a bad way,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because
Is this your own little sentiment?
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't wanna leave them.
Yeah.
Is it that little small Yusuf would say, I want to be with you guys?
Yeah,
Is this little small?
I don't think it's a. I think it's just a you.
It's just me.
It's a
you.
small,
Yeah.
big, whatever.
Okay.
Like, even same with me until today, you know. Even my mom asked me why you don't want to work in Singapore,
Yeah,
why you
yeah.
don't want.
Honestly, I
somewhere
feel like
else.
Tasha has really like the talent that she has.
You guys have the resume to go far away from Kuching, man. But
I doubt that.
No, but
But for
why?
me, I'm personally, because I know Tasha as somebody that is that's full of talent, is full of creativity,
Yep.
and for me, this is what I think I've told her also, that she's not doing herself good by staying here. This is not the exact words that I say, but I feel like it's a bit rough right now.
It's
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I
but
get
this
you.
is what I believe.
Yeah.
This is how much I believe in her.
Yeah.
You know.
You can't stay in
Oh,
Kuching,
thank
girl.
you. I
No.
know,
Should
but
go far away.
I don't think I'm not a materialistic person.
Right.
When it comes to work, yes, I am money motivated.
Yep.
But at the same time, I like the balance of having a healthy mind, having a happy family, and being there for my family.
Right.
And at the same time, if I don't get,
No, go ahead.
and if I don't, I just want to be able to have that little balance,
Right.
you know, because money, if there's one thing that I learned when I quit my job impulsively, was
There was an impulse?
it was.
Oh.
It's literally Kyoshi
Dude.
sitting there, I'm sitting here. I quit.
Whoa. Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know this.
Yeah. But it had a story.
I didn't
It
even
had
know.
a lot of
I didn't
things.
even know it went that way.
Yeah, but
Oh.
there were a lot of things that led up to it.
Right,
though,
right,
You
right,
know,
right,
nothing malicious against the company. I freaking love my radio company. You know, that is my playground, baby.
Bread
you
and
know,
butter.
Bread and
Yeah,
butter.
yeah, yeah.
It's for me. It's like my number one
The baby
playground, man.
project.
Yeah, you know. So, but when you're thinking about all that, like I had that. I was working with a company before, right?
Right.
And I was, at one point, suddenly it became miserable.
Right.
And I didn't know why it became miserable, you know? It was the point where my performance was peak. It was at the peak of my performance.
Yep.
And everybody was confused. Why is she doing this?
And
And in my, yeah, and I was, in my heart, I'm just like, if I'm not happy, how can I keep on pretending to every single person listening to me?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to do that. I want to know what's wrong with me, because now my body is really saying something else. You
Was
know?
this before the impulse decision?
Yes,
Okay,
it was
okay.
like, it just kept on building and
I think
building.
she was just pretty much very torn. You
Or
know?
were you like, oh, I'm done with radio. That's it. I'm
No,
gonna find
no,
something
no,
else."
I don't think it's
no.
that.
It was
Okay,
never
okay,
I
that,
think
you
she
know?
was just torn of like,
Right.
there's so many things to consider, and
Right.
she didn't know what to do, and I guess
It's not that. I just think at that point, I just need to release a lot of chains.
Right.
You know, I did not just leave my job.
Okay.
I left my relationship as well.
Oh.
So
Huh?
because and yeah,
sibuk. Makcik bawang datang.
I left my relationship as well because I realized that, look, I mean, job wise, I can't. Unfortunately, it's not that I can just walk in, walk out anytime.
Yep.
Okay, today I got problem.
Yep.
Tomorrow I don't come in. I do not work like that, and my work ethic is like definitely not that. Because when when I'm working, I'm like,
You have your standards, lah.
I have my standards. You know,
Yeah.
I really, I'm the type that you ask me to do it now, I will get it done now. Even if you say Wednesday, I'll do it now.
Yeah.
Because I can.
Yeah.
And, you know, because I can finish it in 5 minutes and it's good shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but when it comes to
Confidence.
myself, I was so broken. I felt so broken.
Right.
I don't know if it was because I felt the lack of motivation. I don't know whether because of that. I don't know whether it was because
You felt lost?
mm,
Do you feel lost at the time?
empty.
Empty.
I just felt empty. And I can just, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, right.
Nobody would know
Right.
because I can hide it so well.
Right.
Yeah. So at one point I'm like, okay, let's just give yourself another chance. You know, just, you don't know what to do, but it's fine. And I like thought about it hard, you know, right after that impulsive thing. I thought, okay, I was happy. I was also scared the shit out of myself.
Right.
And then at the same time, I was relieved. And out of all those three, that relief was the thing that made me what I was today. Because I felt that, okay, wait, why are you so worried about what?
I feel
what are you so worried about?
I feel like that was your turning point in your life, kan?
Yeah, because at that relief certainly turned me like, I'm not even starting from scratch, bro. I'm starting from experience.
Yeah.
You know? And this experience is in a different level because now you get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know? But at the same time, I guess when I said that I was scared, it was because I kept on thinking about the habits, the old office habits, old radio habits that you have somebody to hold on to, somebody to guide you, somebody to...
It's all scripted lah.
It's not really scripted.
No, I mean, not scripted. As in like it's manageable, you know, the time frame.
Yeah. You have somebody who's like, you gotta be here, you gotta be
yeah.
there. But this one was just like questionable. It was just so uncertain. There was like you walking on a path, and this one is like literally you're standing on a pasu bunga bawah they all bilang na. You know, I don't know what kind of imagination that but that was what I felt. But after that, and then weeks went by, COVID happened. I was kind of really high. Everybody jobless too. So it was in a very it was a very important life lesson, I would say. Life experience for me.
Point.
And I don't know why, even though I didn't think much about it. In my head, there was this voice in my head that said that if you don't quit now, you would not
Do it
Grow.
later, ka?
No, I mean like not grow, but if you don't do it now, you would not know what you're capable of. Because I was at a point where you're already on your peak of radio already, you know. And then it felt like every day felt the same, you know, as much as the creativity I had to play with, but I felt like I'm missing a lack of enormous growth.
Right.
Because radio is an everyday thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, and we're talking about top 40 artists. We're talking, it's different from podcast. Podcast is like we can just share, you know, what you eat today.
Does it feel repetitive?
It did.
It did. It felt like a chore for me.
Yeah.
So by the end of my career,
Right.
I wouldn't say it was timely lah, but whatever that happened to me, it happened
At
also
the right time?
at kind of like at the right time,
Right.
because I was reaching a point where I don't want to do it anymore.
Burnout.
Yeah,
Oh.
it felt like I don't want to chase all these trends. I don't want to do all these, silly videos. I don't want to do all these childish stuff.
You just want to be in the studio. That's it. Minus the content, videos.
I
TikTok.
there are times where I hate the attention. There
Right.
are a lot of instances where I don't look at me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just had too much lah. You know, when I was on radio, as much as I looked after my own how I looked and how I present all these sort of things, I think I had too many traumatic experience, and those traumatic experience that was the worst one for my mental health was when I was like sexually harassed online. You remember that one?
The person who texted you, the one that you showed me lah.
Yeah, that
Because
that
of a photo that you posted, right?
No, he basically was.
Was it a story or a photo?
It was a video of him
Doing things.
like
Masturbating.
masturbating.
Oh,
It was a video of him masturbating,
go.
but
Podcast
he was
Mary.
he was like live, like a video or
Fuck.
something. But I didn't watch it. I just closed it. I screenshot everything. I just posted it on Instagram. And but the thing is, prior to that, there was another story. So that one was also scary. And then I guess like for me, I kind of got scared of being in the public eye, because when it comes to because these guys, then when they wrote about me, right? The first one was writing a freaking essay. It's
I heard about
a few
that.
pager.
Yeah.
And the way he wrote
Very
it,
erotic, right?
yeah, the whole office called it 50 Shades of Natasha. And I was just, as much as I played along, like everyone was laughing about it, I was scared to death. I was scared to death because he was literally talking. He wrote it in a way that I was right in front of him, as if I was already in front of him, you know, as if like he knew who I was, that. And then Kyoshi was like, oh, it's like, oh my goodness, Tasha, you're like Selena Gomez level already lah. Who else wrote? And I'm like, this boy, I tell you, you know.
That means you have reached to that point, you know, of your career.
That's the benchmark.
But that didn't matter to me. I was scared.
I know it's a bad thing, but
I'm happy that I have all these people around me that's like, who's that guy? You want me beating up, whatever. But I think it was just too traumatic. You know, especially for us girls, right? These sort of things scares the shit out of us. Whether you have a stalker, whether it's
she had a stalker.
Yeah, I had a stalker that as well. And then all these things was just, I was just worried for my life.
Right.
To the point where, at that time, I was a wreck ready. My whole mental was just like shaken by it.
How was it like with that emotions that you had, right? Coming to work, talking behind the mic. How did you divide that sort of emotions?
Divide those emotions.
Yeah.
The thing is, once the mic comes on, I would just be, I would sound the same. Like I spoke in our last podcast, even with like that was the point.
It happens to all of us.
Like
we had to switch it.
Yeah.
Like it was, for me, it was just ridiculous to the point where to how well I switched. Because even if I had my appendicitis and Kyoshi had to bring me with an office chair and all this kind of stuff, I still sound fine. I lose 2 wisdom teeth. I still sound fine, you know. And I would, even with my nasal, like with my sinusitis, I still sound fine. And it went to a point like, this is not right. This is not right. This is seriously not good for if my body and my mind is not in alignment, you know. And then slowly, one by one, things just start to worry me, and then turn to anxiety, and then it turned to depression, and then slowly I just felt like I was just holding my breath for the longest time, because at that point where, yes, I love my job, yes, I love to be creative, but for once you need to be there for Natasha. You just need to be there. What does she want? And I realized, shit, I've never done anything for myself ever. I've never done anything for myself. It's always just for the people or to make. I'm like, my goodness, am I a people pleaser now?
It's always them, not me.
And I don't even look at it like that, you know. It's more like I just want to do.
Right.
I don't even think about it that way. It's just I want to. And I realize that I've just been neglecting myself. So I felt like, okay, this time you got to do this because you got to just check in with yourself first. What is happening to you? Because I really don't know.
You were people pleasing.
People pleasing to the point it was more robotic. Like I just love, you know, like I just love to make you happy. You know,
say yes. Right?
Yeah, it's more like for radio, what I want to do is I just want to make you happy. I just want to show you what I can do to make you happy.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what people don't understand sometimes because we're so often in a little box, right? Yeah. All these that you hardly can tell what emotions we have in whatsoever. Yeah. For me, back before that, radio was pretty much as soon as mic on, it was my perfect getaway.
Yeah, that's your safe space.
It was my safe space. It was my holiday. Yeah. That was just this little bubble.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way too?
Jump before that.
What?
I was with Red FM before.
Oh my goodness!
I know you.
You know of me?
I heard.
You heard about me?
You were with Red Can last time.
No, don't bring it up.
Okay.
Stop. Don't bring it up.
Stop there.
When was this?
No.
Okay.
We're not gonna talk about that, sister.
Right.
I hate it.
Okay, stop.
You're gonna cut there. I'm gonna cut it there. No worries.
It's okay. Don't need to cut, but I can say
see his up leg come up already.
I hated it. Yeah.
Is it about Zach?
Do I take off my headphones and listen to you talk now?
No, man, no. It wasn't. No, it was just like the way things work. It's like
What did you feel though?
I was there for 3 months training.
I wasn't even there, you know. I was just even like I was only there for training, it was already like you know. Like
is it the environment? What turns you off there, man?
Everything.
Everything. Nothing sits right for me there. Like even just the I'm not saying it's a bad brand or whatever, but
right,
it just didn't sit well with me. Like, oh, now
You
like,
just feel like there's a.
I feel like,
not you.
especially when I was way much younger than I am today,
Now, yeah.
and it felt like I'm not gonna do this to myself.
Right.
Yeah, it was that. Because I was still a reporter at that time, and because Red FM offered this job, but suddenly when Hits offered me, I'm like, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. No, I had to push. I pulled him in because in my, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'd rather just say it because I felt
Everything is over already.
yeah.
No more.
No, because like at that point there was this point where just Kyoshi and I were working the entire time, just
Right.
both of us,
Yeah.
and I felt like okay, I want someone in. And I met Yusuf, and I just kept on asking him, "You gotta come in, you gotta come in, you gotta come in."
This was after Mang, right?
Yeah.
20 years ago.
After that, yeah, after
What's
that,
up, man?
after that, right? Yeah, after that. I think it's after Vey, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, after
After
Vey.
Vey. So I just like in my head, it's like I don't care how, whatever. I just want him in, because I know he has his
Right.
own little package of what he can deliver.
Right.
He's so outgoing. He looks good.
Right.
He loves to dance. He has a good heart, and
I'm blushing, girl.
yeah. So that's what that I just want to make sure that he got in.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's nice that you have different flavors.
Honestly,
Yeah.
during when it was Kyoshi, me, and Natasha, it felt like it sit
To 18.
right. It was just like, if I am ever gonna have like people, that's why I invited her lah. Honestly speaking, lah.
Right,
Because
right,
no,
right.
the thing with me and Kyoshi, we had like a friend boss. Whereas me and Natasha, it's always been friend.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
I met her as a friend first.
Yeah.
Hence, that, and I think I gel more with a girl.
All right.
Yeah,
right.
I can talk more with a girl.
Yep.
I don't know why it's that, but yeah, it's like that. Yeah,
Right.
so that's why the idea of the podcast, the first person in my mind was Natasha Juan, and I think I actually want her to be more like punchy sometimes, but it's okay. We just started
Punchy, like what do you mean?
Yeah.
punchy lah, like very punchy, like
Punchy is in
Banyak
sarcastic.
cerita pedas-pedas,
like,
controversial.
I don't
but
know.
I totally understand, like, we're in a society where that is not our thing to do. So
I still am though. I think I still feel like I
I still
say
feel
what
on
I
my
have to
podcast
say.
Yeah.
that Tasha is still holding herself back.
Yeah.
I still feel
She's a
that.
different personality behind the mic lah.
No, I think it's-
Sama.
It's the same. I think it's the same. It's just
Yeah.
that it's not that I don't hold back because I feel that there's so many. I do not believe there's always one side of the story. That's me.
And I feel like
I love
it
that.
doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't have to be mean to
Yeah.
do or say
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
to make a point.
Yeah,
so
true.
I guess that's where I have to also kind of like
Yeah.
because I am also affiliated to a news station, and I have to kind of like I know that I have to hold myself
You have
back.
to hold yourself. Yeah.
Because of that affiliation.
Do you feel like the past experience that you had in 2021 got you to like, okay, I'm gonna hold myself back? Is that, do you feel that way?
I recently met with a good friend of mine, and he said, dude, you're more like out there now than before. Like I'm more like now compared to before, even after that.
What do you mean by
Like more ruthless with my things that I say.
I think it's still the same though.
Exactly.
Right?
I think it's the same.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it taught me how to not do things on social media.
Right.
That's definitely
Okay.
I have definitely took a back seat from social media.
Right.
Definitely. I hate TikTok. I don't hate Instagram because that's where I'm always at.
Yeah.
I hate Twitter. I don't hate Facebook. I'm neutral with Facebook, but I freaking hate TikTok and
What's stopping you
Twitter.
to curse? Just say fuck lah.
saya news reporter.
You're holding yourself there.
See?
yeah. That's why I had the expectation with
Okay.
Tasha. Because,
For me,
Hmm.
I still say things that I want to say. Doesn't matter. I'll still get you to I will just rephrase it differently,
Yeah.
but I still get my answer.
Yeah,
You know?
she'll make it to the point where she
Yeah.
needs to
For
be.
me, it doesn't need to be malicious.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, which is something I am actually learning also.
Right.
Honestly speaking, like sitting down with you guys right now, I learned a lot about her childhood. And I think you guys heard like, dude, I've never told about these childhood stories to anyone. Honestly, I'm like, why the hell did I say all this?
Only the podcast, man.
Childhood is amazing.
Oh,
though.
yes.
I mean, it wasn't perfect.
We didn't even go here, but
Yeah.
Nah.
What does one
What's
say?
that? What's that?
What have you done from
What?
a place of insecurity that has had long-lasting effects?
What have
Also,
you done?
I don't know
from
how to
a
answer
place
that.
Of insecurity that has long-lasting effects. What have you done? I guess from a timid person to not being a timid person now. Yeah.
But I know that I did so many things to fit in. Yeah.
Purple color. I think I want to answer though. Tiba-tiba.
Go ahead.
Answer,
Go
What
ahead.
have you done from a place of insecurity? Okay, I remember this. I went for an interview at Asia. Yeah, as a cabin crew.
Did you pass?
Okay, I was about to go there. Jap, let me finish first.
Did I give-
Is this the Just Saying podcast?
So I was there. They checked my height, my weight, and everything.
Uh-huh.
Yada yada. Had me for a catwalk and all that. They asked me to do news, a flight announcement, and after I did all that, and they said, "Okay, Barry. Congratulations. You've done well with your speaking skills. You have that speaking skills that we want. But
Oh, there's a but.
your yellowish teeth and all those pimples on your face,
Oh
we
goodness.
can't have you. We're so sorry for that."
Ah.
And it got me like, okay, you rather have, no offense,
Mhm.
probably this is their policy,
Mhm.
but you rather have people that looks pretty handsome on the outside but don't have the skill when you read. If like, speaking,
Oh, you're doing it well, bro.
Yeah.
You're really doing it well. You're killing it.
It's not the person that you want, man. No, but, I mean, it still had that long-lasting effects, lah. Like I feel like it's because of my yellowish teeth that you don't want me to be there.
Oh, these are the sort of insecurities. I had tons, man.
Right.
I had tons.
It's one of it, lah.
Like for me, it's like I used to be not happy with how I look. I'm too skinny. I'm too this. I'm too that.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, this
Go
is me.
ahead, yeah.
You know.
My insecurities are almost non-existent these days because I couldn't care much back then. No, it happens to younger people.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, like
Back
because you
then.
don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
you're still
Yeah.
experimenting things, and
Yeah.
you just wanna fly. You just wanna do good. You just wanna
Correct.
do the good things all the time. You just wanna be successful all the time.
Right.
When the fact that failure is the one that's gonna make you a better person, you know.
That's true.
Experience
Yeah.
as well.
But I did pass my Air Asia.
That's
That's a flex. And you know what? I didn't turn up.
Oh,
I didn't turn up. An email came in. Why didn't you not turn up? I'm like, I didn't even
dear.
reply to that because I was still an intern that time
Right.
with my previous company.
Right.
I think, yeah. And then I tried Singapore Airlines, and guess what?
Damn,
I
you
didn't
got
get
it,
it.
huh?
I didn't get
Oh, you
it.
didn't get it.
Life is fair. Life is fair.
And when you wanted something real hard, because I think that's how the world works. When you don't do things the right way, sometimes
Right.
it bites you back.
Yeah,
And it bites you real hard, bro.
Damn,
You know,
man.
I went to Singapore Airlines interview
Twice.
twice.
Uh-huh.
First one, I didn't pass the what test. I can't remember. But then I was, determined. I went the one in KL, bro.
Alright. You have to introduce yourself for 5 minutes, kan?
Oh, yeah.
That's long, man.
Dude, by that time, I was already well spoken
Yeah,
already.
okay.
Yeah.
Kacang there.
Yeah. First Air Asia, I wasn't a radio announcer yet. I was still an intern.
Right.
But for Singapore Airlines, I was already with hits. I was very confident of myself. I know how to dress up and all these things. And I didn't pass the interview. Probably I was a bit. I lied during the interview.
Ooh, what did you say?
Because I said I was passionate about flying.
Shit.
Like, girl, I hate flying today. These days, I hate being in an airplane, man. It's so
See,
stuffy.
don't lie,
I
don't
hate it so much.
Don't lie.
Fortunately, I didn't get the job because honestly, I think I would hate it.
Right.
I would hate it so
Right.
much.
You might love it.
I might. Honestly,
you
I might.
might love
I
it.
might.
The money is
The
good,
money
though.
will be great,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
it's good.
yeah.
But to compare,
But
the,
honestly, if I
yeah.
got that job right,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would be able to fly because that was 2019.
Uh-huh.
What happened the next year?
Oh.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay.
retrenchment.
You can be the same with me.
What do you mean?
Saya dah kejar.
And that was the best time of my life. because I worked out. I was at the best shape. You know, my mind was like literally in the most peaceful mode. Nothing shakes me. I'll be like, people can be fighting there, and I'm like.
But Tasha, the idea of not having a job for me is uncomprehendable.
I think
I
was at that point too until I realized that
wait, how long is this podcast already?
It's been 1 hour. Never mind. Just continue on.
Like because I think that I'm at this point where I realized that you can find money anytime.
Right.
You know, you wanna clean toilets, also money. You wanna be a Grab driver, also money.
Yeah.
You know, and then for me, the only thing that I won't let myself lose is relationships with family, relationships with your loved ones, people that matter to you the most. So that is for me priceless. So I didn't at that point where I realized that okay, you know what, I don't even need to worry about it. And as soon as I don't need to worry about it, jobs came in just like that.
Right.
Just kept on coming.
They look for jobs, right? Jobs will looking for you.
So
that's her reputation, I guess.
I feel that I'm blessed, but I guess whatever that's in your mind, if you have good intentions, if you've just you don't want to be sly or dirty or malicious in getting a job or whatsoever.
Same.
For me, if you just have that pure intention of just wanting to do your best, I don't think you can ever lose.
And I'm sure that people have seen the way your work ethics and they'll be like, okay, this girl's a pro. Let's just get her. You know. Yeah.
Well, it's a bit tough as well because I'm not the people pleaser anymore.
Right.
It's very different now. I will say a lot of no's instead of yeses now.
Right.
So if your values does not match mine, I would not consider as well.
Right.
You know, because like now I know what things that I do or not do and what the values match, or is it just gonna stress me out, or is it like pointless?
Right. Let's go to that conversation that we had earlier. I just want to know from the two of you's point of views.
It's cold. I have to put my socks back on.
No worries. Okay, what makes Kuching the scene here like macam not blooming like KL? Like KL is like.
No, because I think a lot of people just generally speaking, a lot of things are KL is like the epicenter of everything.
Right.
And I don't think it's a Kuching problem. It's in order for them to have that scene, it took so many years.
Right.
Yeah. It took a long time, bro. Yeah. Even then, our entertainment industry is not as big as Hollywood. Yeah, look at how K-pop suddenly came out of nowhere and became like a huge thing. You know, it's because I don't know. I wouldn't say that our quality is bad or whatever, but
we do have the quality.
Yeah, we do. Because we actually do.
Yeah.
But even then, even KL as the epicenter of the industry per se, right now in Malaysia, it is still not the epicenter for the industry globally. You know, so I don't think it's a Kuching problem per se.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's very happening though nowadays.
Yeah, Kuching is you don't come to Kuching for these kind of things. You come to Kuching for things that we are uniquely known for.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess it's not up for a discussion in a way. You know, it's a given thing.
Yeah.
I think we're just heading there. I feel
we are heading there.
Yeah, I feel that there's just way too many events nowadays because most of the time I have to choose between two. Like it's either you want to go to this one or that one. It's the same day, same date, and I'm like torn in between. Or sometimes even when I'm emceeing, they'll be both at the same time. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like how do I even choose? You know. But I believe that Kuching has a lot of talent. Sarawak in general, like Malaysia in general. I think we're just. There's so many talented people out there. There's just ridiculously amount of talent.
You just need to, just put yourself out there. You just need to know how. Look, Henry Golding is a Betong boy. And look at where he's now acting in Hollywood and stuff like that, right? So you just need to know how to.
But he has to go to KL.
Yeah, that's the point I'm saying. I guess that's the dude. People in America, they need to fly to New York in order to make it. In order to be around with the scene, in order to sit down with Taylor Swift or whatever.
Unless you're Bradman Rock, though, I want his life. Play with chickens all day.
Sado, no?
His life is a dream, man. You got your entire big whole land of animals and chickens and dogs and whatnot, and that is what my goal, my life is just to.
Right.
To be honest, right now, if you ask me, like, where are you in the point in life? I'm happy.
I'm at that
very
point of
happy,
life as well.
I'm not married, but I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. I'm very happy that all the people that are who are supposed to be my life are still here, and I can't believe that at the times. And I'm always grateful for that every single day.
Right.
But if there's one thing that I need to improve, it's my health. I really don't take care of my health. There was one point of time where Natasha was always, feeling sick as well, and I think it is around the age that I'm in now.
Right.
Yeah, like my back's always hurting. Tasha looks much more healthier now, and I feel like she looks healthier and she feels like you can just see that. And I feel like I'm because I just transitioned from 20s to 30s.
Come on, bro.
So I'm just like trying to why is my body working like this?
We're pretty much at the same age. It's just that you're a year older.
Oh.
It was so funny because you brought back to, like, yesterday you told me about this guy that we might be interviewing, and then, like, you said, but he's old and all that, and like he's in his 50s, and I'm like calculating, that's not too far away from me now. Like,
basically we're like in the same generation already.
so I'm like, so pada ko tua ka? I don't believe in ages anymore. Like, for me, I believe that life is too short for people to grow up.
Ooh, okay.
I feel that, because you can have people in the 70s or 80s who are still immature. You can.
It's just a
look
number.
at all the Karens out there.
Age is just a number. And then when people talk about, you used to be like this, you used to be like that, I'm like, hold up. You do know that I'm allowed to change my mind, right?
Yeah.
And I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And so, for me, age is nothing. I actually absolutely love my 30s. I feel that I discovered myself in my 30s,
right.
Because, of course, things that maybe I'm not proud of, like probably like, when I was younger, like how I handled anger, how I handled emotions or big feelings. But now I'm in a very comfortable place where I hardly feel threatened. Like when your body, why do you feel anxious? It's because you feel anxious because your nervous system is just telling you that, okay, get ready. And most of the time it lies to you. It's often lying to you, So I don't know. I'm just in a very good place, in a very happy place, in a healthy place.
Nice. Okay. Another topic that I want to ask from you guys. What do you think of the podcasting scene here? Since we're
I know of your podcast because of the guest that you invited once, a friend of ours, Jonathan Ding. That's how I discovered your podcast and ours, and probably Joe Kim's.
Feel Good. Feel Good podcast.
That one?
Yeah.
We still haven't done that, Kim.
Hello.
Kim. Sabar.
No. I mean, like, he did, like, we were supposed to.
He reached out to both of us as
well.
We were supposed to do that, like, a couple of weeks ago, but
19th.
19th. Was it? 19th?
Yeah, 19th.
Damn.
So this is the dynamic.
No, even before that. Even during COVID times.
Oh my goodness, girl.
Yeah, even
don't do him dirty like that.
No, it wasn't that. It was just like clash. It's just like right after when that happened, I started getting gigs, getting jobs, and he was the same.
MCing also, kan?
And then I believe it was most of the time he was the one that hires me also to do the MCing. Yeah, so we always spoke about it, but we never got to it because either he was MCing or he had me MC, or just life. Life happens. In the end of the day, when people say podcasters, like for us right now, like just saying podcast, we are not getting paid, so we're not getting paid, so we still have our day jobs. Excuse you. So it's, of course, I also understand Kim's the same way. Like in the end of the day, we gotta put food on the table, and podcast is just an amazing, for me, just to feel that awesome wholesomeness in life where you get to share all these things.
True. And what do you think of the scene here?
The scene, I actually don't know much.
Yeah.
I'm a very mind your own
It's
business
still
kind
new
of person.
So the 4 that I mentioned, 4 ka? 3 ka?
Three.
3.
How I know?
That's all I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
that's all I
new.
know. Still new.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to more of my friends. Wait, Lanny will be launching her own podcast as well.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting, and I'm anticipating my fellow friends from Era. I think they're gonna have their own podcast as well.
I'm pretty sure there's more. It's just that I wasn't aware of.
Same.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
And then whoever's thinking of being a podcaster or
Go for
whatever
it.
you want in life, just do it. Lah.
Do it.
Call us
it.
up. We can spill some tea for you.
Yeah. Call these guys up.
We spilled so much tea here, bro. Tasha did a lot. I think I spilled half a glass. She spilled like a jug.
What did I say?
A lot about you lah.
Oh.
I didn't even know her like that. I know she was stressed out about
Right.
that phase of her life, but
Right.
I didn't know about it in details like that.
Right.
How she suffered through it.
It's just piling up. I was there for almost like 10 years. That's a long time. 9-ish. Yeah.
And I was there for just like 2 years, and it's already
Yeah.
like getting on me.
So it was just like, for me, growth is very important. Even when it comes to relationships, like with my parents, I cannot, like, if we fight the whole time, I cannot. I'm just like, hey, we can talk. Let's not raise our voice. Stuff like that. So I just felt like there's a lot of things that happened in my childhood that I wasn't happy about.
Right.
And now that I know better, I can do better. That's just what I feel.
And
Right.
and I this is a bit of a I know that I'm thinking way too ahead of myself, but I takut when I have a child later, he or she turn out to be like me as well, and I don't know what to do.
Probably. It's not a wrong thought. That's the reason probably why I don't have one. Yeah. No, because like this world is just getting too much. It's just too much of everything, and I'm not even doubting my own future kid or whatsoever. I'm doubting the surroundings. I'm doubting the society around him or her. I'm doubting the environment. This haze, pollution, and everything. And I guess I'm a very when it comes to things like this, when it comes to love, I'm just so. I can't say it's not obsessed,
It's
that word, but
scary
it's
lah.
like when it comes to love, it's very sacred to me.
Right.
It's very, very secret to me. So when it comes to even my dogs, whatever, like I really
Right.
take good care of them. Like I'm
Yeah.
like a lioness when it comes to people that I love. So, but when it comes to when you thinking about putting another life into this world, you know, it's not just.
It's not just
That's a
on-off
heavy
thing.
duty, man.
It's forever.
It's a lot of things, you know.
Yeah.
There's one I do understand. I do understand parents' pressure, not pressure, like people like to use the word pressure because they feel pressured by their parents. And I used to feel that way to the point where I kept on reminding them that I'm not saying like no, it's not gonna happen, but it's not for me now.
Yeah.
You know, and thankfully my brother already has a kid, so they could divert their attention there. But for me, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to bringing up a child, I would like to be able to do whatever it takes to just give them a good life.
Right.
And I know for some people, they just do it, which I admire. You know, if you can, like some people, they just, okay, this is what I'm going to do now.
Most parents do that, right? They just fuck it and do it, you know, without
Yeah.
even thinking. But they've done it, you know.
Yeah, they've done
Like
it.
our parents also, like they don't know what they're gonna do, but eventually
They do.
this is the product of us now.
Correct. Yeah.
This
You know,
is
but
correct.
back in the day, it's very different. You know,
Yeah,
it's very
yeah.
different. Now you see how much
yeah.
like for me, as much
External forces
Yeah.
are stronger.
Yeah.
as much as I say like I don't really care about like materialistic things, it doesn't mean that I don't care about my own comfort.
course
I
you
do.
do.
You know,
Yeah.
my own life comfort is very
Yeah.
detrimental to me.
Yeah.
It is very important for me to be able to chill,
Yeah.
have a safe environment, all that.
Yep.
So when I say materialistic things, is like pretty much like branded stuff. These kind of
Yeah.
stuff is just fluff for me.
Yeah.
You know, if I can guarantee a great life, a great partner, a great everything. If I want to be if I want to have a kid, I want the kid to be able to see how much his or her father loves me and how much I love my partner. I want him or her to grow up in that environment, to not lose that I don't believe in love kind of shit that we see nowadays. Like everyone has daddy issues, mommy issues, and then after that it translates to relationship. Next thing you know, it's like
it's a cycle, never ending.
it's a cycle.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd rather just address that first. You know, now that I'm very now that you know my parents and everyone, we're like quite very the keluarga harmony. You know,
Malaysia Madani.
so it's I'm pretty. I don't mind. Where the hell am I going with this? But what are you saying? That I just want to be sure. And I know people say that, okay, you can be sure. Yeah lah, I know what you mean. But for me, I just want to be able...
You want to be in control lah.
Not control, because that's impossible already when you bring up society, environment, and all these sort of things. But it's more like, I want to know like what else I can do. Like if there's something wrong, blah, 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 blah. I'm always thinking about a B plan, C plan,
right,
up to Z. You know, I'm that type of person. Like even when people ask me to talk gossip, this and that, I'm like, I'll probably always end up defending the other person that pisses off them. Why you think? I say, no, I'm not. It's not that I'm not on your side. I'm just saying lah. Maybe people don't do this on purpose. You know.
Yeah. There are two sides of every story.
The three.
Yeah. Three. Okay.
Sometimes four.
Yeah, sometimes four. I'm not kidding. Got a lot of sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
macam bicin lah, garam, kicap.
Yeah, kicap, garlic semua.
Oh, love garlic. Stop.
Yeah. I think, let's just end this here because
we're going in 5 hours now, guys.
Yeah.
No, kidding.
No. I want to steer the conversation again, but I'm running out of time right now.
Yeah. Never. Let's just keep it for another day, che.
Yeah.
Part 2 ka.
Don't be hesitant to have us again over.
Yeah. And I mean, we talk less about the podcast. We talk more about our lives, which is fine.
It's turned into the Just Saying podcast.
Yeah, this is the Just Saying.
I think the next time you want to invite us, invite her.
Why?
Separately.
Oh, okay. One guest different lah. Okay, invite her first, then you.
Because if not, it's just gonna be a Just Saying podcast. It's gonna be our podcast, bro.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Honestly, dude, I saw his questions that he prepared for us. There's like 10 questions, and I think he only had a chance to ask 2.
I don't mind.
I didn't even see the questions, even though I asked it from you.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like spontaneity.
Yeah. I love it. I love the spontaneity.
Too.
I love it because it's just unscripted. It's just our thoughts and we're just spilling whatever.
Do you think it will be a challenge for us to do a scripted podcast?
I wouldn't like it though.
That would be disasterific.
I mean, it would be cool for you guys lah because I know you guys have a lot of ideas showing in. So
Oh
it's
my
I
God.
wouldn't like that.
I would love to see Tasha reading a news. Maybe I could prepare one for you one time, huh?
Never read news.
Yeah, never.
Oh yeah.
You mean like what on TV?
Like
radio,
news reading.
Yeah.
Hi, selamat petang.
Well, I think that would be easy.
Yeah, it would be easy. Honestly, it was easy for me.
Yeah.
It should be easy for you, but I just want to see the outlook, the product.
Suddenly see my face so serious, is
And
it?
she looking all because usually newscasters, they are all glammed up, right? Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not
Oh,
casually
yeah,
dressed.
yeah.
They're all like formally there. So yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Maybe we do one TikTok on that, for you,
Sitting upright. Hi, namaste, Natasha.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Natasha Juan, and you're now watching news at 11 p.m.
That's definitely doable though.
Of course! If I can do it, you can do it. Like, God, come on, man.
That was actually my first thing that I want to become, you know.
Oh, same.
And the last thing I wanted to be was a journalist.
But here you are.
But you
Here I
started
am.
with that.
Huh?
You started with
Yeah,
that, right?
I hated studying it.
Wait, you guys were in mass comm before?
Yeah.
Or you were in
mass comm.
Oh.
I switched halfway. I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna study things that I don't want to learn. I mean, like that would be, you know, I'd rather switch halfway when I want to graduate already, and I actually changed to completely different to mass communication because they just have it then, and I'm like, okay, I'll just do it. Oh, but you know that you have to. Yeah, I know, but I rather when it comes to learning, which I'm doing a lot now on my own, than when I was when
you were supposed to studying.
When you're supposed to, I do a lot of things on my own when instead of being told, you know.
Same.
So when I had that decision was so easy for me. Yep, I want the reason why I am doing this is because I want to be able to use all the knowledge that I have instead of just memorizing everything just to pass, which is a bore.
Prefer to hands-on and using it to practice rather than just reading. And after that, another SAM. That's boring. Yeah, I get you. All right, so let's end this.
You wanna do another?
Barry.
What's up?
What did you study, by the way?
I was in Form 6. And then after that, I work.
Cikgu?
No lah. I'm just a lab assistant, man. Dekat SMK Lindu.
So funny that we both assumed that he was a teacher, you know.
No, I'm not a teacher.
Where do you work? SMK Lundu. Oh, cikgu.
I was like thinking like you were like in a resort, working in a resort or something.
Because of the
like
background?
Because of the background, right?
Because of the background?
No, because you just said Lundu. I was like, working on resort, and then you say, I work at a school. Oh, teacher. So not teacher too. Yeah.
But man, you guys.
You do have that teacher look though.
Everyone's been saying that, but no, I'm not a teacher.
Okay.
Do you have teachers look?
Maybe with your shirt, yeah.
Now, yes, with the shirt. No.
Minus
the hair though.
I hate
Minus
that.
the hair, the color.
Okay, sorry, we cut you off. What do you wanted to say, sir?
Apa tengok?
Habis.
Lupa.
This is not. Don't get it.
I'm not in mass
Don't
comms
make it a
before.
habit. Okay, good.
Yeah,
No,
never in mass comms. But I wish I did. At least I know a
It's
thing
fun.
too. But
It's fun.
I learn. So.
But there's a lot of theories that I don't remember already.
Me too.
Just true lah. Just true.
Actually, simply say it. I don't even remember a lot of things.
It's just a cert, kan? At the end of the day.
But
Yeah, I
mass
guess
comm is
so.
very practical kind of thing.
It's practical. Yeah.
The more you do it, the better you'll be.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
I still never written a resume before.
Huh? Again? You have never written a resume?
I think I have for like assignments and stuff, but I've never actually had to.
Submitted.
Yeah.
I hate writing the resumes, man. I hate writing about myself.
Tapi you goreng-goreng ya, tulis whatever.
I don't know how to goreng.
Oh.
You know,
Think about it, it's weird though. I've never actually written one. I
Recently-
know how to write it, like for assignments and stuff, but I don't like now. My head is like resumes.
To submit to someone or like
Instagram, follow.
I hate it. I hate it. Dude, my company recently asked because they recently refreshed the website and they asked us to refresh our profile as well on the
I
website.
saw your profile.
Ew. I had to like take 10 full minutes to digest what I'm gonna say about myself because and I don't know how to
Basically,
angkat myself.
Yeah,
I don't know how
basically
to do that.
resume writing is just you selling yourself lah.
I don't know how to do
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful that I'm in a part at the place right now where like people know me for what I do.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that. Never gonna take that for granted. But like that was just a funny thought that I I've never actually need to submit one.
Yep.
Yeah, third time's a third time is the charm. So
Cha-cha.
you better sign out now, bro.
Yeah. Baiklah. Itu sahaja.
Dari kami,
Saya Yusuf.
saya Natasha Juan.
Saya Barry Adabari. Jumpa lagi.
Bye, G.
Bye, G. Bye.